Really good. Yeah. Okay. Morning. Welcome back to Red's Workshop. I've had a bit of a challenge set me today. One of my girls has picked something up and asked me, can I make it more interesting? I'll show you what she brought me. Doesn't really do it, does it? A chalkboard. And she says, you might make an interesting video to make that look more than it actually is. So this is what I've got. I'm planning to use a piece of 6x1. If you've seen our last video, I used this to make the Christmas stand or showpiece, whatever. And I've also been thinking how I can incorporate these. Stuff that's just been left around the shop. I can't throw it away like most woodworkers. You always find a use for something. So that's what we're going to do today. So I hope you stick around and watch me get this made. Okay, so the first port of call, really, let's get it out of its packaging. Now I'm not bothered about this frame. I want the actual board. I'll do it. Yeah, so let's get it out. Okay. So we have a very thin board. Okay. Right, let me get my head around this, so I don't want to keep you any longer than you need to. I don't know if to take this frame off or leave it on. I think I know where I'm going to go with this now. Now, I've taken the frame off, as you saw. Let me just move this down a second. Take the frame off, as you saw. And I'm thinking of putting a frame around this. Now I've got two options. I can either do the overhang like that, which I think would look quite modern actually. The problem with that is the way I want to attach this board to the batten. I've just done a trial cut there, as you can see, which would allow, get this in the right position, allow it to sit in, and that'd give it some support. But that comes with its own problems, because once it's sitting, let me just get you down here. So once it's in that position there, with what I'm planning to dress this up against, it's got a huge space there that I'll need support, because this will just flex with it being so thin. So that's one option. But if I do decide to do it where I have that detail, then the problem is the cut's going to have to be what we'd call a drop cut, so I can slide it in, so you don't get the gap at the end here. Imagine it's the easiest way, and I think that's what we'll do. Hopefully you'll agree with me, but yeah. So what I've got to do now is I've got to set the saw up. Well, which one is it? There it is. I'm going to set the saw up, or it is already set, but I might tweak that so it's further back and create some grooves in this wood, and then we can cut a frame and miter all the way around. They've been run through now, as you'll have probably just seen. I'll probably fast forward it, and it just fits in. So that's the curve for the blade. That is the same, roughly the same size as that. There's a little bit of flex in there, but it won't really matter. Now, got to cut miters on this. I'm going to do a mitered frame on it. So I'll bring you along with I'm going to do it on the chop saw, and we'll get this all put together. So they're all cut and dry fitted now. I'm going to now apply some glue to the end grain. Remember, when you do end grain, it's ideal to let it soak. But with this project, I'm going to mount this, and I'm going to be able to screw into this, probably from the rear. So I'm going to use these Collins clamps. If you're ever in the market for clamps for sort of this mitre stuff, you can use one of them. I've got the straps, but I always tend to go for these ones. And or if you haven't, you can always use a blue tape, but I'm not going to use blue tape today, just for the sake of getting this done. So you join me now, just gluing the frame together. Full transparency, my miters didn't go well, so I've had to retweak them all. Only marginally out, but out nevertheless. And just had to re-glue. On the long sides, rapid don't concentrate, I suppose. Just put the final thing in, final glue, come on. Put the final piece in. And we shall fettle these now. There you go. Now, I'm not sure, because obviously while you're watching this, I forget what I've said. This is all going to need sanding once it's dried up a bit. But I'm not relying on these that much, because I'm going to screw it to its backer. Okay, let me get some tidying up done, and I'll bring you back. You're just catching me now, sort of trying to map this out, what I've got in mind, and I think I've got what it is. So let me just put that there. Need a pencil. So this is going to be the shelf, or a shelf I should say, but it ain't going to be that wide. And I've been contemplating which side to use, but I'm going to keep this to the front and cut this down. So what I've done there is I've just marked this out just in 2 points to where the shelf's going to be affixed. That's the right phrase. Now, what I want to do is move this. So you can see there, the joint isn't, in fact, can you see that? Let me get you down here a bit there. Yeah, you've got a better look there than I have. The joint isn't the best. I'm actually physically moving this camera, so there's nothing special about this. You see there? Okay. But I'm going to leave that because I think that'll give this piece a bit of character. Why won't it go central? There you go. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that they are flush at the top, which they are. Where's that clamp? Let's get a clamp on this. And this is purely just to hold it while I drill some holes. Okay, so you can draw these, measure these out if you want, because this shelf goes the full width. So there's hardly any waste off that 6x1, which is, well, there is no waste to be honest with you, apart from the ends. So to have an equal spacing, I'm going to do it by eye. so, get my countersink drill. You've seen me do this many times. Drill through. Okay. What I'm going to do then, flip this over. I don't need that in clamps anymore, to be honest. And countersink them slightly. That one. And then that one. Now, as you saw there, I had the picture frame chalkboard thing in front of me. And that will be attached to here. So again, that will secure this top bit here. Now, before I do any attaching or fastening, etc., I'm going to do some finishing. Flush to the end, so put it flush to the end. I'm eyeballing this in at the moment, just want to get one of the screws in, so we'll put you in. So that's in there. I can take that off now. What I have to check for is it square, which it isn't, which I'll do now. There you go. Now it is. And put the other screw in. I'm just using drywall screws here. Like so. For some reason, I don't know why this is not picking the picture up. But anyway, there you go. Let's get you up there. There you go, like that. So I'm going to put the other piece in now. I've already got my screw holes there. So this should be straightforward. Just level off at the end. And put the screws in. Let me turn that around so I can see what I'm doing. Like so. You see how it was pulled it in there. So obviously there's a kick in this board, but with everything on, it should flatten itself out. So there's the start of what we're... I don't know why it's doing this camera. Sorry about that. There's the start of what we're proposing. Okay, so the blackboard will be going here, but I think I need a bit of a support here, so I'm going to get that marked out, and I'm going to find something in here. So I found a piece of 4x2. I've just cut the end off, which has given me that. I want to give this a quick sand up, and we'll get it fastened in. I could pin it. Don't know. Or I could screw it from behind. I think we'll screw it from behind, don't you? So with that being in position, let's get some clamps. And get that out. Just clamping the side at the moment. There's one. And there's another. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to eyeball this. You can get all my tools out to measure it, but I don't see any point, to be honest. Let's have a look. Okay, reveal time. Now the only thing that's left to put on this is the attachment to hang it on the wall. But this is now complete. What do you think? Well, I've hit the brief. If you wanted it looking somewhat more better than just a board, what do you think? Me personally, I would have possibly done a wider back or a narrower frame. I wasn't given any dimension or any scope what to do really. But, you know, I've got a pot here that I have turned. It's got the board in rubber. You could just leave them on the top if you wished or what have you. If it's only for leaving messages, then it's ideal. You could have this in a hallway. You could put hooks underneath. There's so many things this could actually be rather than just a chalkboard. But you've got to remember what we did. We had 6x1 rough sawn pallet wood. We had like a 2x1, well, basically a roofing batten, and a piece of tannalised 4x2. Both that and that were both tannalised. Can you tell? I don't know. I don't think so. Perhaps it's not as roughed up, but I've left the saw marks. I've only sanded it to 80 grit. So it's up to you. What do you think? Did I do right? What's it worth? You'd probably get £30–40 for that. I don't know. It was mentioned in one of my comments not to undersell myself, and so that's where I've gone. So don't shoot me down if you disagree. But yeah, there you go. That's our iteration of making a chalkboard look better than it actually was. And I believe the chalkboard was purchased from Amazon, which that was $4.99. So we have actually upscaled or whatever the terminology is. So if you stuck it to the end, thank you. If you like what you see and think we deserve it, please leave us a like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to press that notification bell to let you know when we've done other videos. I do one every week if you're new to this channel, and if you are new, welcome. I can't thank all of you enough for the support that you've all given me by subscribing, by viewing. It's absolutely fantastic, and it means a lot to creators like myself and others to do what we do week in, week out. So with that said, I'll see you on the next one.